Hello, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our lesson for the day. Our lesson today is going to be our vocabulary for the week. Okay, so that means we're going to be learning a new skill to help us with vocabulary words and really expand our knowledge of words. Okay, so for Unit 1, Week 3, our vocabulary skill is going to be context clues. Let me go ahead and find it up here. Here we go. All right, so context clues. Context clues are words that can help you understand the meaning of another word. Look for these clues in the same sentence as the word that you want to figure out. So the point of today's lesson is when you're reading, there's always going to be times that you're not sure what a word means, okay? Now, I still have to do this. This is still a skill that you are going to be working on throughout your whole life because as you read, there's always going to be words, there's always going to be chances for you to expand your vocabulary and your knowledge of these words. So, context clues is something that we're going to be able to look around that word that we're not sure what it means, and we're going to be able to find out what that word means by those clues. Oh, that moved it. I was trying to highlight it. Excuse me. By looking for those clues that tells us what that word means. Okay. So I hope you have a piece of paper and pencil in front of you because you're going to need it for today's class. All right, the directions for today. As you read Finding Cal, so yes, we're still sticking with this text, you may find words that you do not know. To understand the meaning of these words, look for context clues in the same sentence. Now that's really key right there. I want you to repeat this with me, okay? So I'm going to highlight this whole sentence right here. And I want you to repeat it with me on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. To understand the meaning of these words, look for context clues in the same sentence. So that is pretty key right there, is that we're going to be looking for clues in the same sentence or maybe a word or two before or after, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So you guys are first just going to go ahead and listen and watch me. So you can go ahead and put that pencil, that pen down, anything like that. And you're just going to listen to me and watch me first, okay? Directions say, use context clues to help you find the meaning of the word nervous. Highlight the context clues. Then write the meaning of the word. Use the think aloud to help you. Okay, so that's that button right down here. Okay, so let's read the sentence. Cal was nervous, so I tried to make him feel better. So we're just going to say that we don't know what the word nervous means. So I'm going to look in that same sentence for maybe some clues that are going to help me. Okay? Whenever you read it, Cal was nervous, so I tried to make him feel better. Okay? Well, I see the words feel better, make him feel better. Well, I know nervous doesn't mean sick because that's the first thing that makes me think when somebody says make him feel better. So another way that you can make people feel better is if they're not settled, that they're not comfortable. Maybe they're a little bit anxious, maybe they're not relaxed. So I think that's maybe what nervous means, is they're not relaxed. Okay? So what does nervous mean? Try to make him feel better. Nervous means not relaxed. So you just can't get settled. You kind of have this feeling in your belly where maybe something just doesn't feel right. You're scared, okay? But I think we all knew what nervous meant. This was just kind of to help us to understand how context clues work, okay? So we're going to do this next one together. So this is where you're going to need your piece of paper and pencil in front of you because I am going to ask you to write down what you think these words mean, okay? All right, so I know you guys can't see, but I have my piece of paper and pencil in front of me right now. I will make sure to show you my paper and stuff when it's time. Okay. All right, the directions. Find the highlighted word in Finding Cal. Okay, so I found it. What is that word? Leash. Okay. Use the pencil tool, I got it right here, to circle the context clues that help you understand the meaning. Then use the type tool to write the meaning in the space below. All right, so let's read the sentence. We put Cal on a leash and took him to a fenced yard. So let's think. We put Cal, okay, so we know that Cal's a dog, right? And took him to a fenced yard. So that means they're somewhere outside, okay? So they are outside. So what does a leash mean? Okay, now keep in mind, boys and girls, that you may have a different sentence or a different variation of words. We may not have the same exact words for what these words mean that we don't know. You might not have the same exact definition as me, but I want you to be trying to just think about these context clues that I just underlined here and be coming up with the definition for leash. Okay, so I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to do that now. All right. So what did you say the definition for leash was? So leash, remember, we don't know. So I hope you put maybe it's like a cord. Maybe it is a, sorry, I spelled that wrong. Maybe it's like a cord to put a dog on. Maybe it's for restraining or keeping something back. Okay, restraining or keeping something back. Well, I won't say keeping something. We'll say dog, right? Because in this sentence, we know that Cal's a dog. A cord for restraining or keeping a dog. Yeah, for keeping a dog on. Okay. And again, I think we all knew what leash meant, but again, this is just to kind of help us really kind of get in that mood or that mode of looking for words around it. All right, let's move on to another one. Again, the directions say find the highlighted word in Finding Cal. So it's connection. Use the pencil tool to circle context clues that help you understand the meaning. Then use the type tool to write the meaning in the space below. So same thing, okay? Dad said, I see a real connection between you and Cal. I agreed. We already had a good relationship. Okay, so I want you to keep in mind that I know that when we just read the definition of context clues, it said in the same sentence. But in this case, it's not in the same sentence. I like to say, look for words around the unknown word. So I want you to be looking in this paragraph right here, and I want you to find context clues for what connection could mean. I'll read it again. Dad said, I see a real connection between you and Cal. I agreed. We already had a good relationship. So pause the video and I want you to write down on your paper some of those context clues that helped you figure out what connection means. And then I want you to go ahead and write down your definition for connection. Go ahead. All right. So what are some of those context clues that you underlined? Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I don't think I can erase this, so I do apologize. So I'll use the highlighter instead of a pencil, okay? Dad said, I see a real connection between you and Cal. I agreed. We already had a good relationship. So this is really key right here. A good relationship is a good connection, okay? And I know relationship is one of our vocabulary words, and it has the meaning, or excuse me, it has a definition of connection in it. So connection between two people. So I'm going to say a connection is something between between people or animals, because in this case, right, it's a connection between his dog, that have a good relationship. That means they like each other. There's something between them that they both enjoy about each other. Okay, you can have a good connection with your friends, you can have a good connection with your parents, you can have a good connection with your animals, right? All right, boys and girls. So I hope this helped you out a little bit with understanding context clues and how to find those definitions and find the meaning of those words that you don't know in a sentence. Okay, so I'll see you guys back here for our next lesson on context clues. Have a good day.